The Kobe, today I was watching the Kobe Bryant thing. His lawyers, first of all, it's hot in here the past 2 weeks. Used to be very cold. I know nobody at home cares, and you people barely care, but still, I wanted to say it. Now let's talk about what I was talking about, Kobe Bryant. His lawyers said they want to make sure that the jurors approve of interracial dating if they're going to sit on the jury. That's how stupid these lawyers are. You should want racists that don't approve of interracial dating, because they'd find him not guilty. They'd be like, she deserved it. Bring that black man up into a room. And what kind of question is that in a rape case? Do you believe in interracial dating? That's a very loose interpretation of a date, you know? That's giving interracial dating a bad name. They should ask if you believe in interracial rape if you're going to do it, you know? I mean, when they asked the jurors in the Scott Peterson trial, do you believe death begins at conception? No? I'm not talking. My monologue didn't go that well. I'm reading. Leave me alone. Iraq wants the U.S. to hand over Saddam Hussein on June 30th. We should hand him over. They also want permission to reinstate the death penalty, which was suspended by the U.S. military. Now, first of all, why would a military suspend a death penalty? This is terrible. This is the end of a society. Who ever heard of a military suspending a death penalty? I just realized that when I read that. It's not a government. It's people, the military. They're supposed to kill people. Why would they suspend a death penalty? But does anyone have anything to say other than hand that son of a bitch over?
This guy, you know, rapes, pillages, and murders. What's he supposed to get? Community service, you know? we can't turn him over because there's a chance of him getting away in Iraq. Somebody
they should put him back in charge. He could at least run the place.
We know that's the Michael Moore dream.
Yeah. Right into a hole.
Yeah.
Well, you know, justice in Iraq is, do you want your head cut off or your balls cut off? That's it.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, I guess so. And this country, too. I'm all for killing people.
I say keep him here, put him in a naked puppy pile with Rumsfeld next to him just kind of going, yeah, like that. Just humiliate him like in the prison for a while.
You know what? I got to save myself.
Seriously.
All right, here's what you should do. Make Abu Ghraib like an amusement park, all right?
Oh, God.
And he's the only guy in the place. He's got his own cell, and it's like an interactive game. He's like tied to a bunk bed, and people could come in and go, ah! You know, and they shock Saddam.
So it's like an operation game then.
Right. And then they could have a little cardboard cutout of Lindy England, you know, with the head missing. You could sort of stick your head there like, yeah.
Or you know what else? That's not a bad idea. You know what else they could do is make him for like 8 to 10 hours a day listen to Air America radio, and then he'll blow his own brains out. Whoa. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen. Yo, why you gotta be...
Hey, maybe like put him in some other country, let him run some other country that we want to invade, and then just keep moving him around and recapturing him all the time.
That's a good.
You know what I mean? And just do that.
That's not a bad idea.
You know what, though? Do you think it would be possible to get like a fair trial among Iraqis for him?
Who cares? I mean,
who cares? Well,
he didn't give anybody a fair
that's the
trial.
funny thing, is that people in this country who are so like justice for all, you have to have a fair trial, and then they're like, kill the son of a bitch. You know,
I'm not like that. I don't believe in justice for all in this country either, so put me in that category for. Hey, listen to this. Does anyone else care what I just noticed at the beginning? A military? Do you understand how we've cut the very balls off this country's sense of you? The fact that we have a military that suspends the death penalty, that's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. Thank you. What's the point of a military that says, hey, no, we don't want to kill people? Well, don't call yourself a military.
No, wouldn't that be nice, a military that didn't kill? They just like hug people to death and
that's what it is. That's what we have.
You know, instead of having war, we can have big bake-offs.
But that's the whole point.
Mad Libs and slam books.
They just approach people in little troops and go, you're bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what we're creating. Yes.
That's called a 12-step program, what you're talking about. I would have a lot more to say on this whole military thing if you would have sent me the topic last night, and I could have prepared, but I have nothing on it right now.
Well, who didn't send you the topic?
I don't know. You just came up with it. You say you just read it and you
No, just now. I just saw it on the monitor.
Yeah,
so in other words, we're all kind of free-balling it, and you're sitting here complaining because I didn't...
You can't complain about your inability
No, let me say something else, too. This dummy, you actually think if we'd sent you the topic, you would have read it and prepared? You were up late with some girl last night.
No, I don't know. Not me.
Oh, you're being faithful now?
I'm very faithful.
All right, fine.
To who?
Oh, wait, why would you care? It's not a he.
All right. Since the war ended
Wait,
tonight.
I'm sorry, is he gay? Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh, come on.
He
Don't be
should
like that.
find him.
Man.
I know.
Yeah, I don't have any. Oh, you're right. Since
I didn't
the
really
war-
commit to
What
that.
about this one? Since the war ended in Iraq, Viagra sales have gone through the roof. You know.
Here?
No, in
right.
Iraq. Apparently, so the Quran says you don't need to, you know, Viagra's okay because a man can't satisfy his wife, then she can divorce him. You know, that's illegal in Islam. But what do you think about this Viagra thing?
Well, there are some Iraqis, all right, these guys, some of them were, you know, strapped to a bunk bed with a hood on with vicious dogs salivating at their balls.
Right.
Okay?
Your problem?
And like, well, no. What I'm saying is that, and they had hillbillies laughing at him and taking pictures. I mean, that happened to me once in college at a party, and I couldn't get it up for like 6 months.
Well, you know what?
I know what you're talking about, though, because, like, stress makes it hard to
Get hard?
aroused.
Yeah.
I mean, when that...
They're furry. I would take a Viagra just to talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
I
Recently actually tried the Viagra for the first time.
You did?
Yes, it would have been great if somebody had been there, but I had a really good time. But I have got to get the cat declawed. That's all I have to say about that.
You don't like that kind of resistance, huh? You know, I understand.
Every country besides America can get those things over the counter. It's unbelievable.
Exactly.
You know, in Brazil, I hear you can get them. Canada, I hear.
You're not going to Brazil with them, are you?
No,
Well, you
I'm
know
not
what?
Dude, my doctor.
You know, it's always amazing to me, though. The world does not know what to do about education or the environment or global warming or any of that, but we know how to get your hard. We know how to do that.
Well,
You know,
I get this.
it's like...
but who's to blame for that?
I get this
You act
little-
like it's not all of us. What's that?
I get this little, my doctor's like this 70-year-old little Jewish guy. And
What?
like,
No.
Yeah. So I get a physical, right? And this little old man goes, hey, you ever tried Viagra? And so I'm like, you know, you take it as an insult. It's like, hey, look, I don't need Viagra. I mean, you know, I'm not having any trouble down there. And this little old guy goes, it's not about need. Like,
Oh, boy.
It's a good time.
Sure, I don't need an ice cream cone.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
What's the one that lasts for 36 hours?
Cialis.
Yeah, right, God. If you have a hard-on for 36 hours, you better have plans.
We'll be right back. We gave each of our panel a different magazine to review. Let's start with Marc Maron. Marc, you were assigned out a popular gay magazine. What'd you think?
Well, I gotta say, this magazine is so gay. I mean, all right, I mean, like, and the weird thing about this magazine is there's no condom ads, all right? They've got ads for tequila, vodka, trips to France. They got ads for lube, gay sex guides, and AIDS medication. So they've got, you know, ads that promote AIDS and treat it, but nothing to stop it. Well, that was long. For
Well,
that,
they
for nothing.
prove
But
it.
also, in this issue alone, they got Madonna, Barbara Streisand, George Michael, the Stonewall riots. They got gay marriage. Is this the only issue they're planning on putting out? Because that pretty much covers the whole thing. A couple of things I learned. This haircut, over. And also, they're giving away lube, which I can't really use. Jim?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Except
But,
look
oh, no.
at how much lube this will last 5 minutes. Look at this.
Yeah.
And look at like this guy. Look at I mean, the one thing I learned also is that being gay, full-time job. Just going to the gym alone. What is this?
He's born like that. You can't create that.
What about that? Is that real? What do
He
you
was
put in
born
their
with
pants?
that, too.
All right. Let's move on. Jim, Voss, you were assigned The Economist. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, my magazine doesn't have any props in it to give to Jim, but
Well, just get an
no, I'm just messing with you. I thought it was a good magazine. It covers, you know, so many different topics from financial to social to political issues in the magazine. If you are an investor towards the future, it's going to show you where you can put your money, takeovers, and I basically think, you know, I mean, for me, myself, it means it serves no purpose because I don't have the money to invest that it, you know.
For that review, you were officially kicked out of the Jews. Jim Davis.
I didn't read
You are no Jew.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jim.
Okay. All right, well, I had Guns and Ammo. This is like a great magazine if your name is Buford. You know, everybody, really, they show pictures of, it's really hunting. It's like sort of, it's a boring magazine. It's like reading paint dry. I mean, because every article is guns, 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 that's it. And every guy in the magazine sort of looks like they just saw something on the front porch. They have this look on their face like, yee, you know. And yeah, and they look like Trent Lott or Jeffrey Dahmer. Every single one of the guys in this magazine. It's true. No, they do. And the only ads in the magazine are cars and guns and chewing tobacco and Viagra. So it's like, you know, go shoot somebody, get in the car, go shoot somebody, then while you're there, chew tobacco and come home and have sex with somebody, you know.
Yeah. You make it sound kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right, Patton. Well, you got O, right?
Yeah, I got Oprah's magazine. And, man, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you assigning me this piece of crap, useless shrine to this idiot. I cannot wait to tear this pointless magazine apart. Completely useless. Although the article about you and Pasta together again was pretty fantastic because I've been trying to avoid carbs. I thought it was really cool, especially how they show how, I mean, even if you're at like a kind of a summertime outdoor fest, there's always room for bread. I really love that part. And then some of these shrimp recipes are fantastic. You know, they were so good. I love these.
I like that one.
And, the Dr. Phil column.
Shouldn't you have had Out magazine?
Oh, no, it's really fantastic. And then also, I'm sorry, hang on. There is an article in here about how you can get... it's this thing here. It's called Painting Outside the Lines, and it's all about how...
Oh, boy.
Somehow just get... I kind of...
Well, folks, I guess that says it all now. Let's talk about these many teens that are hanging on to their virginity till marriage, lowering the number of teen pregnancies by 40%.
Oh, that's not true, man. That's... Some church group made that up. They just made this up. They made it. Teens are f***ing everything that moves. They never stop f***ing. That's why the drug use and crime rates have gone down. It's because they're just getting laid all the time.
Here's the deal.
Also, what does abstinence mean? It means, you know, no intercourse. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do without having sex.
Man, yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do. You still have anal. You still have like nipple clamps, toys. You still have mutual masturbation. You still have.
And also,
all I'm saying is that they may be making them less pregnant, but they're making them more creative and more nasty.
Man. And if this article's true, that means I was a trendsetter because I started this whole thing back in the 80s. I was way ahead of it.
Aren't you still doing it?
You're getting this wrong. And before I talk about this, I got to admit I didn't read a lot of the magazine. It was really a hard read.
Because we didn't send you the other thing.
That was a hard read. Here's the thing. They're not talking about 18 and 19-year-old teens. They're talking about 14 and 15-year-old teens.
Right, 13. Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with a campaign or give your kid a ring or do this. It's about how you raise your kids and how you parent your kids. If you showed your kids attention and affection growing up, they're not going to go out to get that negative attention and get knocked up and use sex and drugs, okay?
Wow.
That's the bottom line.
This is it. Hey. This is the same.
You know what also?
This is the same speech he gave to his daughters when Jim Norton was coming over.
Yeah, right.
Right, boys, we'll be right back. Oh, greetings. You know, before I became a comedian, I was a psychic, not a sidekick. But I was a sidekick, too, on MTV, but... Anyway, this smoke, I hope the smoke gets really out of control, and then I can be on bloopers and blunders, like, and then the smoke kept going. Anyway, it is time to peer into the unknown. I've invited members of our audience to have their futures revealed. Come forward and have your future told by the fabulous Mr. Fabuloso. Ready? Young man, how may the marvelous Mr. Fabuloso help you?
If I break up with my girlfriend, what will become of me?
Well, where do you come from, first of all, boy?
Oklahoma.
Ooh, all right. The Queen of Wands. and the Knight of Wands. See, both of these wands, which you know what that represents. You don't have to be Sigmund Freud. All right. If you break up with your Oklahoman girlfriend, you know what'll happen. You should break up. You're a good-looking guy. A lot of girls out there. And, you know, once you break up with your girlfriend, all the girls that wanted to hook up with you leave, and then next thing you know, she's halfway through the Tulsa AAA team, and you're sitting there like an idiot on a Friday night with your wands in your hand. So listen, thank you very much. Take care of yourself, kid. Oh, hello, my darling. Hello.
Hello.
Wait, I'll guess your name. Sarah.
Yes.
And where do you come from, miss?
Portland, Oregon.
All right, and what's your question for Mr. Fabuloso?
Will I ever meet the man of my dreams?
Well, you know what makes me laugh? Oh, look, the King of Wands. I really shoveled these crumbly. Anyway, stupid wand cards. Don't worry, we're moving on. There you go. The man of your dreams. Oh, boy, I don't know what this means, but, you know, once again. Will you ever meet the man of your dreams, Sarah?
Yeah.
Don't look at them. They can't help you. Sarah, the problem is, first of all, what is the man of your dreams? That's the problem with women, if you don't mind my doing a little editorializing. You're always looking for the man of your dreams. And then, because no such man exists, you create an idiot into the man of your dreams by ignoring all the awful qualities we have. And then 5 years later, you're sitting on Dr. Phil going, I don't know what happened. This guy's the man of my nightmares. Sarah, you're better off with I see you with an older gentleman. You know, kind of a man about town, not Portland, but a man about town. Anyway, as far as the man of your dreams, you're better off thinking a little lower. How about a man of, like, you know, your catnap? Or, you know, maybe a guy once your imagination ran away with you in 5th grade and you said, oh, that guy's not bad. Look for a guy that's not horrific, and you do a lot better. You're a beautiful woman, but let's face it, that doesn't matter. What's his face cheated on Halle Berry, Eric Benet. So anyone can be cheated on. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Folks, that wasn't my fault. The cards stink. Hi, fella. How you doing?
Good.
I take it you're from Miami.
Yes.
Okay, you know something about cocaine, Tony? No, go ahead. What do you want to ask me?
Will I ever become a millionaire?
Will you ever become a millionaire? Well, you answer that for me. What's a kilo go for these days? I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, I saw it here in the cards. That's all it was. You're here to watch my back, so watch my back. Do you know Scarface perfectly by heart like I do?
No.
Why not? You're from Miami. Are you Cubano?
No.
KSA, what are you?
Italian.
Italian? Will you ever become a millionaire? Well, you're an Italian living in Miami. You know, you saw Donnie Brasco. We all know what you're doing down there. Holy Jesus, there it goes, the Wheel of Fortune. Listen, you're Italian guys, so I'm gonna give you a break. This is how you have to do it with the Italians when you predict. Don't tell nobody what we're gonna talk about right now. You understand me? Nobody. Where are you from in Florida? Miami itself?
Yeah.
What part of Miami? I know Miami very
Miami.
well. What's that?
North Miami.
North Miami. So you're the only white guy in North Miami.
Yeah.
So you're like a hip-hop Italian kid in the middle of North Miami.
Yeah.
It's you and like 5,000 Haitians. Well, folks, you can't say I didn't try. It just didn't work out. Thank you, Josh. That's it. We'll be back from the unknown. You know, it's not like I expect people to be my closest friends, but voice just goes to me, did you have the LASIK surgery finally? I had it like 8 months ago. I told you about it 20 times.
Son, I'm
Shut
busy.
up. Monday was summer solstice, the longest day of the year. What typically is your longest day of the year? Patton.
My longest day of the year is literally the longest day of the year, June 21st, because sunlight is the arch enemy for nerds like me. Our skin doesn't do well in the sun. I don't like being outside with my pale, pasty skin. When it comes to the windows, it glares off the TV. I can't play Grand Theft Auto or Halo. And also, it just, once the sun hits my skin, it starts to age like 80 years in a second, and I've got to start strangling drifters to stay young for one more week.
Wow, that was the longest day right there.
Rich boss.
The longest day for me has to be Christmas. While most of the people I know are getting up to open their gifts and having their family dinners, I sit home year after year after year being a Jew. I know we got blamed for killing them, but you have to shut down the whole country. Can you at least leave the banks open?
Mark, I have to say, the longest day I ever had was getting the results of my first AIDS test. Yeah. Remember back in the mid-'80s when everyone thought they could get it just because they had sex with more than one person? That day felt longer than the 3 weeks it would take to process the results. Yep. Sitting in the doctor's office, sweating, watching that subconscious slideshow of everyone you'd ever slept with. Maybe it was her. Maybe it was her. Hey, how'd he get in there?
All right, Jim David.
The longest day of my year is waiting for Marc Maron's test results.
What the?
We were in Vegas, we got high, we saw Celine Dion. He says, I feel French-Canadian, let's get naked.
What?
Hey, you know, Mark's kind of cute when you're peaking. So is Colin Quinn, especially when he says, you want to be on this show again or not?
That's the show. Good night.
Couple of quick ones.
Okay.
Quick questions. You think it was fair to give The Economist to Rich Voss to be reviewed?
No, I don't think it was fair, but, you know, that's part of their fun, is being unfair, I guess.
Do you think he actually read it?
He said he didn't read it.
Oh, yeah.